Hi and welcome. Today we are going to talk about SSL certificates. We'll be implementing basic SSL certificate on a website. Now you know that SSL certificates are required in order to protect the information which is there on your website. Otherwise, if anyone is scratching the packets in between, they'll be able to see the communication which is taking place on your website. So in order to see it in practice, we'll be using Windows 10 machine where we'll be using XAMPP. And I have already installed XAMPP. If you don't know what is XAMPP and how it can be installed, we covered it in our last tutorial. You can check it on our website, but it's a XAMPP application which is used in order to host PHP and other applications. It comes in like you can install Apache and MySQL and can host websites related to that. So we'll convert our Windows 10 machine into a web server where we'll post a page, and then we'll try to capture the traffic from our Kali Linux, and then we'll see that how can we see the information if the certificate is not applied. Once the certificate is applied, you'll be able to see that how it would conceal the information, and the users will not be able to see that. Now, in order to start, first of all, you'll have to understand one thing, that in order to encrypt the files, or in order to make sure that the files are encrypted, and we'll have to generate a certificate. So since we'll be generating a certificate on our computer which will be attached to our web server, which is Apache, we'll have to install OpenSSL for that. Now you can go to OpenSSL website by wiki-openssl.org, and here you'll have to click on this second link in front of OpenSSL for Windows. Once you'll click on this one, it would take you to this page. You'll scroll down and you'll download this exe version of it, which is of 200 MB. Now once that's done, the second thing that you'll have to install it, you'll go to XAMPP and click on downloads, and you can download the 64-bit version of XAMPP for your computer. If you have it installed, you don't need to install it. I have already installed it, so we'll proceed with the installation. So first of all, we'll have to install OpenSSL and we'll have to configure it. I'm telling you I have already installed it, but I'm just showing you for the teaching purposes so that you can follow the same procedure in installing OpenSSL on your computer. So I'll click accept, press next. It would install it in the directory. We are not changing anything. We are just going with the default setup that we have. Now as you can see, it has been installed. It's asking for donation. It's up to you if you want to donate. Otherwise, I'll just uncheck it and click finish. Now we have installed OpenSSL on our computer, but we'll have to check that whether it is actually configured on our computer or not. So for that, I'm going to open the command prompt and I'll type in OpenSSL and then version. Oh, sorry, I mistyped it. So I'll type in -- version and press enter, and as you can see, it's not recognized. So we'll have to configure it on our computer. So in order to do that, we'll go to this computer C, we'll go to the path of it, which is program files, and then we'll go to OpenSSL and we'll open the bin file, and we have it over here. So we'll go to the properties and we'll copy the path of it. So we'll have to feed it to environment variable so that our computer would recognize it. Once we have copied it from here, we'll right click on this PC, we'll go to properties, and then we are going to go to advanced system settings, and here click on environment variables, and in environment variables you'll click on path and you'll edit it first, and then you're going to create a new one and you'll paste the path up here. Now move it a bit up just in case, so that it would execute it easily. Press OK, and close this window, and you can close this window again, and we'll type in OpenSSL -- version press enter, and there you go, you can see the OpenSSL version. So now using this, we'll be generating certificate on our website which would protect the information and the thing which is posted on our website. Now in order to get started, I'll open my XAMPP. If you have installed it already, that's fine. If you have not, it's better to install it. Then I'll click on Explorer, and it would take me to the path where I have installed the XAMPP file. And then I'll go to HTTP docs, because that's the place where I would post any files or the websites that I have generated. So since we want to test a page and it's not here, so what we can do is that we can start Microsoft Expressions Web. It's again a free application from Microsoft. If you want to develop some basic pages on HTML and design some things, you can do it. It's a graphical user interface. So you'll not face any problems in this one. So I have this one, this page over here. So I'll just say welcome to my web page, and I'll give the name of the course as Sec 250, and I'll save it in my same directory where we have our web server running. So I'll go to XAMPP, and I'll go to HTTP docs, and I'll just save it as default.html. So once we'll close it, you can see that there is a page called default.html, and it would open like this. So now that's a website which is just a basic HTML page, and it is hosted on our XAMPP server. Now we'll start our server over here, and then we'll try to see that how the page would load on our browser. So we'll open our Chrome, and we'll type in HTTP, and we'll type in HTTP and type in localhost, and then we can type in default.html, which is the name of our page, and if we'll refresh it, you can find it over here. The other thing I would like to show you over here is that localhost is the loopback address to the same one, so you'll be able to see the page. But if you want to find the IP address of your computer, you can type ipconfig, and you can find 10.0.17.21. So if I'm going to type it over here, 10.0.17.21, and enter, it would show you the default page, which is the page where your XAMPP is running. And if you're going to change that one to default.html and press enter, you'll see your own page. But here it's saying that the page is not secure because it's an HTTP website and we don't have any certificate on it. So just to make sure that if even we are entering HTTP, you can see this website which is hosted on your Windows 10 computer. Now I'll show you a difference now by running the same website through Kali, and then we'll using Wireshark in order to show you that how can we capture the packets and how the information would be displayed over there. So this is our Kali virtual machine, and first thing what we can do is that we'll have to check the connectivity of our web server, which is 10.0.17.21, which is Windows 10, where we are using XAMPP in order to host the website. And if we'll ping it, you can see a response from there. It means that our Kali machine is able to see our web server. Now the second thing that we would do is that we'll start our Wireshark on our Kali box and click on Wireshark. The other change that I'm going to make over there is I want to capture the HTTP packets only. So I'll type it in the search filter, press enter, and then you'll select the interface which is active on your computer. So you'll select Ethernet 0, which is in my case. You can select the one which is active on your computer, and we'll start the packet capture on this one. The second step is that we'll open our browser on our Kali machine, and as you can see that it is capturing the HTTP communication which is taking place. So I'll type in HTTP and 10.0.17.21, and then I'll type in default.html. That is the page which we recently created and hosted on our web server. Once we'll press enter, you can see that it has loaded the same page, and I'm just refreshing it so that it can capture some more packets, and then I'll stop it over here, and then I'll close this window as well. Now next step is that since we have captured the packets over here, so as you can see, the packets has been captured and they are sorted by HTTP on our list. You can click on cross if you want to see all the packets. So we'll have all the packets here, but since we are interested in capturing or seeing the information which was disclosed on our basic HTTP web page without having any certificate, so we'll filter the traffic by typing HTTP over here, and we'll press enter. Now we'll have a packet over here, which is the source was this Kali box and the destination was our web server, and you can see here also it is telling you that it is the HTML page, and we tried to access default.html on this one. So if you would like to see the information which was captured, we'll right click on it, go to follow, and click on TCP stream, and here it is showing the HTML code of the page, and if you'll see closely, it's saying title welcome to my web page, and this is showing sec 250. So since the website was a basic HTTP website without having any certificate on it, so it disclosed all the information which was passed on this website. Now we need to protect that information, so in order to do that, we'll go back to our Windows 10 machine and we'll try to fix the problem over there. So we are back on our Windows 10 machine, and we can see the IP address and we can see the root directory of our Apache server. Now let's open the dashboard of it and let's make some changes to this one so that we can apply the certificate. So we'll press stop over here. So we'll stop the service. The second thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on configure, and I'm going to go to php.ini, and here I'll have to make a change that I'll do Control F and I'll type in OpenSSL, and you can find the OpenSSL and you'll have to remove this semicolon in front of OpenSSL to enable that extension on your web server. Once that's done, save it, and now you can exit from here. The second thing is that we need to generate some certificates using OpenSSL that we installed on our computer. So in order to do that, we'll have to generate the certificates on this one. So to start the installation or to generate the certificate, we'll have to go to our XAMPP directory, and then we'll click on Apache, and then we'll go to configuration. Here you can see the default certificates which are there from XAMPP when it was installed. So in order to just have a copy of it, I'll just press 1 in front of this one. So we went to the SSL certificate directory because that was the default one. I'm going to post another one over there with the same name server, so I changed it. And the other thing is for SSL key also, I'll do the same thing. I'll place 1 over here so that in case if there is a problem, we can revert it back to its original condition. Now we'll have to copy the path from here, and let's go one step back and let's copy this path and go to our command prompt and maximize it, and let's type in we'll have to go to the same directory, so we'll type in cd and we are in our Apache folder. Now let's try to create 2 directories over here, and I'll go to configuration and I'll type in the name as server.key, and I'll create another one which would be server.certificate, which is CRT, and press enter. Now what we just did is that we went to configuration folder and we created these 2 folders. At the moment it's empty and this one is empty as well. Now we created 2 directories. Now we are going to generate a certificate over here, and for that you'll call in OpenSSL, and you'll send a request that you want to create a certificate which is X509, and you'll type in nodes, and then you'll give the number of days, for example 365, and then I'll generate a new key, and then I'll have to tell the algorithm for that, which is RSA, and then I'll type in minus key out. So as you can see, I wrote the command key out configuration, which is the folder server key, the folder that we created, and in that we are saving a server.key file and configuration. Again, on the certificate we are going to create and save a certificate. Once that's done, you'll press enter, and then it would ask you some information. So we'll enter it, for example US, and then we'll enter the state, and then we'll enter the city, and then we are going to name of the company, so we'll type in as Champlain College, and then unit ITS, and common name. That's very important. You'll have to give the same IP address of your server on which you are hosting your website. So you'll give the IP address of the computer. As you can see, I checked it, it's 10.0.17.21, so we'll enter 10.0.17.21, and then I'll press enter. Email address, you can leave it. So now the certificate is generated. Now we can go to our folder, and we must have files in this one. As you can see that we have a certificate in this one, and we have a key in this folder as well. Now just to make sure that the certificate is installed, we'll right click on it, we'll go to install certificate, and we are going to do it as a local, we'll install it on a local machine, and then we'll select this one, place the certificate in the following folder, and we'll select trusted root certification authorities, press OK, press next, and the certificate is installed. Third step is that we'll have to modify this path on our Apache web server. So we'll click on this one, we'll go to HTTP SSL configuration, and we'll maximize it, and then we'll scroll down till we'll find the information as here where we are defining the path of it. So you'll have to remove the hash in front of it, and then you'll have to give the name of the folder from where it would get the certificate and the key for it. So you'll change the path for both of them as server over here. As you remember, we have the folder, this server, and in that server folder we have this file. So that's exactly what I did, that I changed the paths on this one, and then I saved it and closed it. Now I'll start my Apache server, and I'll try to browse to the same website. Since we have enforced the certificate on this one, but still it would give us a warning because it is a certificate which is generated by our computer. Usually proper certificates are generated by the certification authorities, but we are just testing it, so we might get a we might get a warning on this one. So we'll type in, and this time instead of going to HTTP, we'll go to HTTPS, which is secure, and press enter, and there you go. As I told you, it would give you a warning. Click advanced and proceed to the page. So it loaded the same page. Now if you need to check the certificate on this one, it's saying that the certificate is not valid. We know it. We'll click on this one, and here, as you can see, that's the same information that I entered when I generated the certificate, and you can even see the issue date when I generated the certificate, which is appearing on this one, followed by the expiration date of it. Now since we have generated the certificate, now let's again try to capture the traffic on Wireshark if we can see any HTTP traffic which is coming there or not. So now we are on our Wireshark, and this time we are going to capture the traffic as HTTPS. Press enter. start the capture, and then we'll go to our browser and we'll try to open the website, which is HTTPS, and then I'll type in 10.17.21 and then default.html. It would give me the same warning over here, and then I'll click advanced, and then let's open it a little bit and then click accept the risk and continue, and it loaded the page. Let's refresh it a couple of times so that we can get the capture for that, and then we'll stop it. Now, as you can see that it has captured the traffic or the communication which is taking place over here, but since it's an encrypted traffic now, it's a TCP and TLS connections over there, we won't be able to see any information which is being passed on from the source to the destination. For example, if we'll open this one and I'll right click on it and I'll follow and go to TCP stream, this is all encrypted communication which is taking place on our computer. Further, if I would try to sort the traffic from this one to only HTTP and press enter, now you don't have any HTTP GET traffic over there, so we encrypted our communication so that users cannot see the information that we are passing on. So that's it for today. I hope you understood how can we enforce an SSL certificate on our websites in order to protect them. That's it for today. Thank you very much.